On today's Fixing Bugs and Stuff, we're going to figure out the clunk in the trunk. Now, the customer stated that there was clunking as he started the engine. I heard it too. To me, it sounded like a rod bearing. But lo and behold, check this out. That's right. You see it. It is the flywheel. When I removed the engine, the flywheel remained. And this is awful too. When I first saw this, I'd never seen this before, but when I first saw it, I was like,
No, 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 no.
Now it's not a high torque engine, so let's get a closer look, but there's nothing left for the dowel pins to get a hold of. It's just totally gone.
Gone,
And so if you look on the engine, dowel pins are there, but it's been sheared. Everything has been sheared. There's like little pieces of flywheel still on there. Crazy. I've never seen that before. In all the years I've done these engines, I've never seen it like that. Only on a high torque engine, and this is not a high torque engine. I can tell you that for sure. So we're gonna have to figure out and see what happened. My guess is that they did not tighten up the flywheel correctly. Or the dowel pins were not fitting into the holes correctly. But either way, those two things you should be checking when you put an engine together. So right now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take off the gland nut here and see how bad the crankshaft is. I think the crankshaft is done. Once it gets a dowel pin that makes it oblong in the crankshaft, it's no good anymore. And it's a shame because this engine was running pretty good. Also, if we're talking about the engine, this is a H block. I usually don't use those, especially on a dual port. The largest I will go is like a 1500 cc. But I'm not sure what size this engine is. But the H blocks only have a single oil relief, and the galleys are kind of small. And I'll leave a link in the description below. Mike FN, he explains it very well on the differences between the single and the dual relief and why you should use the dual relief. Let's see what else on this engine. I know the push rod tubes, they leak like Wile E. Coyote. It's just awful. So this needs to be turned down or tore down anyway. So not much to tell on this engine until we start taking it apart. Anyway, it's sad too, because if it was the flywheel that was just moving around a little bit and there was no damage, I would just replace the flywheel and just throw this back in. But there's more to it than that. The customer wants to use all of the upper components. They seem to be in good condition, and then swap it to like a long block. Okay, let's see if I can get this off without the engine spinning. So let's see. Oh, that came off too easy. Too easy. Usually I have to use the tool, not this one, but the other tool to get these off. There was no Loctite on here at all. And these are pieces of the actual flywheel. It's a shame because these, they're in there. They're not tight. There's a little bit of play in them. I'm not too comfortable with that. If there's a little play, eventually it's gonna screw up the crankshaft. Let's see if I can get you in here. It's kind of hard to see with the light. Is that better? Yeah, you guys can see that. It's oblong. So this crankshaft is done. It's a shame. Switching some gears here, we're gonna look at the flywheel. As you can see, this is still attached. The pressure plate, the clutch. It looks like it's pretty new. There's nothing left of it. And then let's look inside of where this was beaten up. The transmission too as well. You see inside here the transmission. It kind of like damaged transmission a little bit there where the flywheel was jumping around. All these shavings are in here, so I gotta definitely clean that up. That's a lot of shavings. Say that right now. Transmission should be fine. Has other issues with the transmission. It kind of leaks, but that's a different story. So, let's move on. Okay, we're gonna start tearing this apart. Flip it over. It's crazy. So these are 13 millimeter socket I'm using. Try to save all this. This looks pretty decent. Pressure plate. So I think we will use this again. Let's check on the clutch. Clutch seems to be okay. Doesn't look, it's not worn to the rivets. I mean, it's a little worn, but it's not awful. So I think we could use this as well. I just wanted to show you guys that because it's terrible. I never seen it ever in my life. I've seen them get sheared a little bit, but not totally gone. I only seen them on racing engines too. And I know that's not a racing engine. But anyway, this is the new block or the new case that's going to be going into that car there. This car has other issues we're going to attack later on. I'm not going to film that. But I just wanted to show you guys how awful that flywheel was, which is horrific. Very horrific. So other than that, waiting on parts for the case here. So there's been an issue. There was like some kind of derailment, train derailment in Texas, and it's slowing a lot of the shipping down. So parts are getting a little slow here. So hopefully everybody's okay on that derailment. Other than that, that's basically it. So please like, subscribe, and comment. And thank you for watching.